will not repeat it now. So we'll just start with the prayer. ನಾನೊಂದು ಸೂಕ್ತಂ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಾಸನ್ ಸರು ಒಂದು ವೇದ ಘೋಷ ಮಾಡಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಓಂ ಗಣಪತಯೇ ನಮಃ. ಜಾತವೇದಸೇ ಸುನವಾಮಸೋ ಮಮರಾತಿ ಯತೋ ನಿದಹಾತಿ ವೇದಃ ಸ ನಃ ಪರ್ಷದತಿ ದುರ್ಗಾಣಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾ ನಾವೇವ ಸಿಂಧುಂ ದುರಿತಾತ್ಯಗ್ನಿಃ ತಾಮಗ್ನಿವರ್ಣಾಂ ತಪಸಾ ಜ್ವಲಂತೀಂ ವೈರೋಚನೀಂ ಕರ್ಮಫಲೇಷು ಜುಷ್ಟಾಂ दुर्गां देवीगुं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसि तरसे नमः. अग्ने त्वं पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा पूश्च पृथ्वी बहुलान उर्वी भवातोकायतनयाय शंयोः विश्वानिनो दुर्गः जातवेदः सिन्धुं ननाव दुरितातिपर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृणानोऽस्माकं बोध्यविता तनूनां पृतनाजितगुं सहमान उग्रमग्निगुं हुवेम परमात्सदस्तात् स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा क्षामद्देवो अतिदुरितात्यग्निः प्रत्नोषिकमीड्यो अध्वरेषु सनाच्च होता नव्यश्च सत्सि स्वां चाग्ने तनुवं पिप्रयस्वास्माभ्यं च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं तवेन्द्र विष्णोरनु संचरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमभिसंवसानो वैष्णवीं लोकैहमादयन्ताम् ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओके सर।
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
शुरू ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಸರ್.
So, today we have an interesting group of people who are the devotees of Amma Durga, Devi Durga. And Durga is everybody's deity, and her Sariram and our Sariram the same.
Om Bhadram Karne Vishena Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashravah Swastina Pusha Vishwavedah Swastina Starksho Arishtanemih Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चतुः श्रोत्रमदो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अग्नेनय सुपधाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देवा वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मा जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ओम शांति
शांति शांति शांति। ओम आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषभ्यो अतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्ध्रीं धेनुर्वोढान्नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरन्धित्योषा जिष्णो रतेष्ठाः सभेयो युव अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः स्तोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि सत्सम्पन्नानि ब्रह्मो उपनिषत् ॐ अहं ब्रह्म ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम नमस्ते नमस्ते
Thank you. We invoke the blessings of Goddess Durga on any and everybody that is participating here, and also those who have the intention to join, and also who are able to enjoy the whole show. So anyway, the other day we covered the Prathama Charitam, the first aspect of Durga Parameswari, but first aspect of Durga Parameswari or Durga Saptasati, but in first Prathama Charitam, we have not seen her. She is only hidden in the eyes of Mahavishnu, and who was the tool who was to fight with the Madhukaitava Rakshasas. But the energy behind the courage and the time and all that is Mahakali Swarupam, Rigveda Swarupam, and so that Haranetra Krutalaya Devi Kalika Mahakali, she got out, Yoganidra Devi, she got out, and Vishnu realized the impending experience and danger, and though he just fought with that Madhukaitava Rakshasas, they are his children, they are his sons. But Brahma is also his son. But he has to, any parent must vote for the better boy when the other children are not working properly. So that is the message from the Prathama Paritam, that maybe you are having children, but who is doing some dharma kriya and all good spreading knowledge, you have to give preference to him and see that however it is, they should be removed from the whole show. So like that, that's what we see, that Mahakali Swarupam. That is Tamasa Swarupini. See, that Tamasatvam we cannot realize, but only experience. We don't see Tamasatvam, we experience the effect of it. So that's what we saw in the Prathamatritam, and I don't want to dilate on more than that because enough we have seen. And moreover, there is a good preamble for that. Raksha Stotra, Kavacha Stotra, Kilaka Stotra. So in these three stotras are there, Argala Stotram, but unfortunately, I don't know whether there is a Durga Raksha Stotram at all. There are other stotras where her protection is sought. But anyway, the Kavacha Stotram which we went through itself is a wonderful coverage that any and everything of our body, mind and spirit are being covered, and we are restored independence and enjoying the influence of Devi Durga. So these three things we have explained last class, and today we are going to the Madhyama Charitam. Before we embark on that, I like to make little same prayer. Om Durga Ambika Yai Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarvavidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe. So Hayagriva Upasmahe, because he is the one who has given us all Sri Vidya. And Durga Saptasati is also Sri Vidya part. And Saundarlahari is also a Sri Vidya. And Lalita Sahasnamam. So all these three put together, we will be having wonderful knowledge about Sri Vidya Adi Devata, that is Lalita Parameswari, Tripura Sundari, in how many words you call her. But ultimately what she is Devi. Devi means Dipyamana Subhava. Deepyamana means not only she is electrifying light, but also she will make others also to get electricity power into them. So that's really interesting. You should be uplifting yourself. At the same time, you should also allow others to uplift in the world. So Uddharana does not mean that what is low to be brought up. So in Arana Prashna, there is one beautiful statement. Udbhuta pariputabhi adbhi paricharyeta. If at all you want to do any puja, the water must be taken up from the well, and that water which has taken up from inside the well, that should be used for the puja. Uddhara pariputavi adbhi. So like that, this is the task of Ammavaru. So she is called as Devi Durga. Devi Prapannartihare Prasida Prasida Mataha Jagatokhilesya Prasida Visveshwari Pahi Vishwam Tvamishwari Devi Charajarasya. So Charasarasya Tvam Ishwari. You are the chief controller, monitor of the entire world, which is consisting of the Chara and Achara and Vishwam. The universes are there, many. So for all of them, she is the guardian. And however it is called, she is motherboard. For any electronic equipment, you look for the motherboard, whether it's a phone or your anything, all. So motherboard, you should know about it, that she is the mother for all those things. And moreover, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrurupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. See, here we understand Durga to be as a Matru Rupa. You just a form of mother. She is not mother, but she is the form of mother. The Matru Rupa is really an interesting feature which every woman holds it. The Janma Mata is one, then Poshaka Mata is another. So something like to Krishna, Devaki has Kirti only to give birth for him, but Yashoda has the luck and fortune to bring him up. So thereby he has two mothers. So he stays with Yashoda for 16 years or so, and then he comes to Devaki, but ultimately he is very much famous as Devaki Tanayaha. Anyway, so like that we have made a prayer. And in the first Chavritam we have seen that the Kshatriya Maharaja, a Vaisya, a big merchant, a rich merchant, they are all, these two are deprived of their placement and affections and all that from their own kith and kin, and they lost a lot of their possessions, and so they retired to forest and they met each other, and both of them went to the Guru Rishi, and to whom they said, Aya, we have come to this area, so calm and quiet and pleasant and far from the madding crowd, but mind is something which I am not able to have control. I am only worried about my people, my country, my land, my children, what they are doing, my wives also, because they are not having one wife. So all these things are constantly hitting my head, and I'm not able to be peaceful. I'm not able to sleep. So what is the way out for that? Then that kind of a Brahmin, a Rishi, a Guru should give some solution. He should not also say like that. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಬಂದರು, ನನಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವನು ನನಗೂ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಿದೆಯೋ, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸೇರಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಬೇಜಾರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. No solution. If the fellow comes to you with some kind of complaint, you should try to solve it with solution. That's exactly what you see. Tamupaihi Maharaja Saranam Parameshwari Aradhita Saiva Zrunam Bhoga Pavarshada. This is how the whole student, and ultimately here you observe the Madhukaitava Rakshasas give boon to Vishnu, and Vishnu is lower compared to the Rakshasas or enemies with whom he is fighting for 5,000 years. Papa, avarge karuna bantu, yakappa ishtu kashtapadte nanu. You are fighting with me for so long a time. So you ask me. But then Vishnu tells, as you know, that I want to kill you, Baba. That is my object. Then if you want to kill me, try to kill me, but avam jahi atra urvi chakre salilena pariplata. So you just kill us that place where there is earth overflowing with the water. That is Pralayakala. So Pralayakala Salila was there. He was just walking in that ocean, and so that was the right time he was killed. Something like, see, the Rakshasas are very conditional, made the gods really get disturbed and thought increase in their worries. There are hundreds of episodes we can quote, because the gods are not given solution freely. They are always giving a lot of trouble by the enemies with whom they fight. So that with that, then the whole universe was flooded with water, the deluge water, and then these Madhukaitavas are done. And all people are happy, thankful for that Yoganitra Devi, the Mahakali, and that we have seen. And now, in the second section, we are having the Panchamurta, the from the second chapter, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 chapters where we have got the Mahalakshmi Swarupam, and it is Madhyama Charitam, and Vishnu himself is the Rishi for this, and Mahalakshmi is the Devata or the deity, and Shakambari, that is the aspect of the Shakti. You know, in the last chapter, at the conclusion, she herself says she becomes Shakambari, she becomes Brahmaramba, she becomes so. These Rakshasas are there who demand the reappearance of Devi in one form or other to give them moksham, to give them a life stopping. So that's why here the Mahalakshmi Swarupam is everything. And here we have got the Yajurveda Swarupam. That is, Yaju means worship. Yaju means to worship, to honor. All many meanings come from the word Yajna, and whatever knowledge and application that connected is the Yajna. And all that knowledge about ritual, is being found in the Yajurveda, it's knowledge. So that's a different subject. And so we have got to do it for Chaturveda Parushas. And moreover, our Vasan will put a question, sir, why should we worship Durga only when there are so many other aspects, other gods are there, Venkatramana is there, all these people are there. But there is one statement which will summarily give a solution to us, namely, Arogyarthe archayet suryam dharma mokshaya madhavam shivam dharmartha mokshaya chaturvargaya chandika. Please note down, Paramacharya makes a statement, if you want health, think of Surya Bhagavan. If you want dharma and moksha, so moksha dharma or dharma moksha. See, if you want dharma moksha, dharma and moksha or dharma moksha, then you have to remember the Madhava, that is Lakshmipati, Ma Lakshmi Dhava. And if you want to have dharma, artha and moksha, 3 things, then you should think of the Shivam. So, because Shiva is quite composed at all times. Shivam Shantam Jagannatham. So Parvati husband, Shiva, he is just always calm and quiet and pleasant, undisturbed. So Shivam Shantam. But Vishnu is to talk about the dharma and moksha because he's a family man. And is constantly attached with Lakshmi. If Lakshmi is not there, he's a Narayana, Badava Narayana, Daridra Narayana. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಲೋ ದರಿದ್ರ ನಾರಾಯಣ, ನಿನಗೆ ಏನನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀಯ, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾರ ದುಃಖ ಬಂದರೆ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಏನೋ ದರಿದ್ರ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಅಂತ. It makes a joke or whatever it is about Narayana. And now ultimately, if you want dharma, artha, kama, mokshas and plus, then you should think of this Chandika. And that's why every time you see the point repeated as Om Namas Chandikaya Swaha. Chandika, Chanda and Munda and all other Rakshasas are Chandas. In fact, in Yakshagana in Karnataka, We have got the Chanda anta ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ. So there, that is a different aspect of explaining the Yakshagana. So this Chanda is the highly ferocious, successful, and stubborn. So that is what we call Chandika. And with this kind of, I think, introduction, we'll get into the second chapter of Durga Saptasati, Adhyayana, which is the first chapter of a kind of preamble or introduction that you are going. I always remember Suman's target. Sir, nam kathe gottu. And nam kathe beda sir. Yes, I don't want to go to kathe, but whatever thinking I can make, or anybody can make their thinking, because all our Sanskrit scriptures or scriptures in general meant for making the life of the beings upon the earth smoother, happy, enthusiastic, and they always encourage the Sattva Guna, trying to reach up the percentage of Sattva Guna in us, because Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas are dominant in every being. That's exactly what that Rishi tells. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಮೂರು ಕಣಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜನ್ನು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ವಸ್ಯ ಜಂತೋ ಬುದ್ಧಿರಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತ. ಈವನ್ ದಿ ಆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕ್ರೀಚರ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ he is perpendicular to the ground, 90 degrees to the ground. Therefore, there is always a scope for the growth of intelligence. But for animals, horizontal to the ground, they are called Tiryak Jantus, no hope at all. So, Mahishasura is a Tiryak Jantu. He is a Mahisha. So, avanige eshtond bhakti idru, eshtond buddhi idru, all that buddhi and bhakti has no avail upon his desire to fulfill. That is, he wanted to kill Durgamma. That is the object. So, as you see that the first chapter, second chapter contains 69 slokas, third chapter contains 44 slokas, and fourth chapter contains 42 slokas. Ultimately, you have got 144 slokas, 55, sorry. So 155 slokas are there, which I am going to cover today. And so just try to look up to that kind of target. As the Rishi continues his narration, because the students are interested, that Sumedha and Suratha, they are good students, like Arjuna. They are patient, because they are very so patiently listening to the Rishi Vakyas. Therefore, it begins. And the Jnana Slokam of this Dvitiya Adhyaya is, at the Madhyama Charitam, is Mahalakshmim Seve Sairabhamardhinim Iha Mahalakshmim Sarojasthitam. Ammavaru haiga kamalada mele sarojada mele kutidale. So when once you are sitting on a comfortable chair and see it, Saroja, you imagine her is sitting upon the beautiful Sahasradala Padmastha Sarvavarnopasobhita is Mahalakshmi. See, she is squatting upon the 1,000-petaled lotus, and she has all Varnas. Varna has got extensive meaning in Sanskrit. So, Sarva Varna Abhisobhita, she is really brilliant, shining forth and embellished with all Varnas, and therefore, and of course, she has got the Aksha, Sraku, and these are all the spiritual sadhanas. This Japamala she is having, and also other malas are there, and other ayudhas are there, and with that, Amavaru is so fine to appear for us completely. Then Om Hrim Rushirvacha. So this itself is a mantra. Om Hrim Rushirvacha Swaha. So that's how the ahutis go. And 100 people recite this, 100 times the power will increase when you offer that. And she says that Rishi is telling See, there was a war between the Mahisha and his Sainyam for 100 years. Abdi Shatam Yuddham. So though all gods with all their energies have fought for 100 years, it's not easy. Their calendar is different. 5,000 years for Vishnu to put out that fellow. And here, Papa, they made their preliminary. Before you ask any prayer, make any prayer to God, you should be able to do whatever you can do. That's the most important. A manager in the bank, he cannot sit always in AC chambers. He has to go to the working people and help the clerks or cashier. And if at all there are customers, he has to take the challan form. If they can't fill, he can quickly fill up. So if this kind of help that manager does, the bank will have more accounts and people, he will not be transferred easily. So this way, here also, all these deities, they fought with them. Brahma, Vishnu, Varuna, I mean all these people. Then they said, ultimately they lost their positions and portfolios. They became simply ordinary people. That's why Vayam Yatha Marthyaha Charanti Vasudhatale. So they all went to a place where Shambhu and Vishnu are sitting together in conversation. They need not go to Kailas separately or Vaikuntha separately. That you see the Markandeya Maharshi. See, when the horror, when emergency comes up, you cannot wait for that. You should find a place where things are done. That's what it's called the emergency ward. You can wait until the doctor comes, but the disease does not wait. The complaint won't wait. So the complaint won't bother about the doctor, but you are. That's why these all the gods in en masse went to place where Vishnu and Shiva are sitting together in the conversation, and when they reported their horror, the reaction of these two people was Mahatteji Shambhu Vishnu Kopam Chakara. Mahat Kopam Chakara. They become immensely angry. See, Kopam Karoti. See, unless you are angry, you cannot be energetic and active. Kopam is also important and Kopam is also needed, that you will take some kind of remedial measures. Therefore, ಆದರೆ ಕೋಪಂ ವೃಥಾ ಮಾ ಕಾರಯೇತ್ ಅಂತ ಶಂಕರರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, you should not do kopam wastefully, should not waste. So ಸುಲಭ ಕೋಪಾಹ ದುರ್ವಾಸಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ದುರ್ವಾಸ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಸುಲಭ ಕೋಪ. ಆದರೆ ರಾಮನು ಮಾತ್ರ is not ಸುಲಭ ಕೋಪ. He has got the reason before he becomes angry. If Rama is angry, nobody can stand it. Same way, so all these two people became immensely angry, and that anger, Kopa Agni, that was Mahat Tejaha Nischakrama, that became a floodlight, highly brilliant, powerful, most powerful light it was. That is a Tejas, and it emanated from both of them, Shiva and Vishnu's Kopam. And therefore, how it is that Ativa Tejasa Kopam Parvata Samam? What was the magnitude of the kind of anger that these two people in bright firelight emerged out from them is of the Parvatam size. So it's not a mountain, it's just a Parvatam is the biggest mountain. Himalayo Nama Nagadhirajaha anta. So ಆ ಪರ್ವತದ ಪ್ರಾಯವಾಗಿರೋ ತೇಜಸ್ ఉంది. ಆವಾಗ ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ದ ತೇಜಸ್? ಅಗೇನ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಋಷಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸೋಲ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ನೆರೇಟ್ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿಸ್ Swarupa, Anugraha and all that, you should be blessed by her, otherwise you cannot. In fact, when in Gautam Lodge in Kakinada, first time when I was to talk on Durga Saptasati, many people came to test me. Afterwards I came to know, ಅರೆ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸಪ್ತಸತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರ್ರಿ, ಇವರು PhD ಅಜುರ್ವೇದ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, సో ఎట్లా మాట్లాడతారండి వీళ్ళు అని వచ్చారు. బోర్డు మంది ఆ గౌతమ్ లాడ్జ్ వచ్చారు. కానీ ఐ స్పోక్ ఫర్ 2 hours ఆర్ సో, ఐ డోంట్ రిమెంబర్. నెక్స్ట్ డే ఆఫ్టర్వర్డ్స్ ఆల్ సెట్ ತುಂಬ చాలా బాగుందండి. Next day, another fellow came with 12 editions of the Durga Saptasati, very rare books. I never saw them. ಸೈಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸೀಟ್ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 2 hours. It was a wonderful dialogue that I had. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಸರ್, he told me, sir, I was just wondering how at all one can open the mouth on Durga at all. And so, because Jwalantam Yuva, how was that? What was the Kopam or Jwalam? Jwalantam Yuva, it was simply burning, highly burning, high tensioned things. So, Jwalantam and Atulam Tat Tejaha, that Kopam turning into a fire, there is no match at all, matchless Kopam. You can imagine. That is Atulam Tat Tejaha. But all that Kopa energy or Kopa Agni became combed into a lady form. ಏಕಸ್ಥಂ ತದಭೂ ನಾರಿ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರ, ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ನಾರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. A nari has got all positive, negative powers in her. That's why a woman is a comfort and a woman is a danger. When woman is a comfort, she is a nari. When woman is a danger, she is a mari. Sa nari mari bhutva ahanato is the statement. The nari became mari and killed. So ataraha ekastham tadabhu nari. And so the moment she became a lady, and lady deserves all sorts of gifts by anybody. ಸೊ ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಮಚ್ಚು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ತಾಂಬೂಲ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ವುಮನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಮುತ್ತೈದ ಅಂತ. ಇವನಿಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು, ವೆನ್ ಶೀ took that Tejas took a form, then all gods rushed to her. They occupied the respective parts of her body, and thereby Durga Parameswari is not a woman, a lady, but she is a lady empowered, consisting of the manifestations and depositing of the energies of many and many people. So as a human being, as human anatomy, so you saw so many parts are there. Actually, all medical students fail in anatomy first time, because anatomy is a very difficult subject. But to pass in anatomy is a good challenge for all medical students. That's what my friend was telling. And what that friend who's joined, he brought so many bones from this mashanam and kept on his study table. Yentra, you are keeping the bones on your table. No, I have to understand them. So this is how the Sariram, Kasiriyata is Sariram, but Sarira is everything that the Sarira can do for it. So all attraction, all actions, bandha, and the vidugade from bandha, everything happens because of Sarira. Sarira ಮುಂಡೆಂತವರೆಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಉಂಟುಂದಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ತಂದೆ ಹೊರಟೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದಿ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ. ಸೊ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಇರೋದನಕನೇ ಮೋಕ್ಷ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, I cannot, the description goes on right from the sloka number 13, 14 in the Shambhavam Tejaha Tena Jayata and Tanmukham Yam Yena. So right from 14, the slokas go up, and up to some more slokas, you see that the Ammavaru's parts of the body are being occupied by respective deities. To mention, not to mention, all devatas have taken seat. Roma Kupeshu Sarva Devataha Tishtanti. Can you count the number of perforations in your skin? Can you Suman, can you give me the count of the stars? Can you give me this?
Never, sir, never. We can never do that. Wasteful time.
Yeah, can you give me the count of the hair that you have got on your body?
Again, a big no, sir.
So that's why after enumerating A, B, C, D, X, then other things. For example, I'm just telling you, Yama has taken the form of the hair. That's why Yama, because Yama is in charge of the sins, and sometimes in Punyam. Therefore, the hair is not at all, though it's attractive, Kesha Pasha. It's called Kesha Pasha, is the Pasha of Yama. And there are so many scriptural statements regarding the hair, not in a figurative way, like Damayanti, Keshapa, Keshas, or anybody, But this yani papani tishtanti tani keshanasritya tishtanti. And whatever sins that we have covered, all those sins get deposited in the hair. And therefore, that's what is called Neelala antar. Neelala Visarjana. So when you go to Tirupati or Manjunatha Swami Devasthanam or any such places, you give out all your hair. Mundana ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೇಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಈವನ್ ವೆನ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡೈ, ಒನ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಡೈ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮುಸ್ಟಚೆ. ಸೊ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ ಸನ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ದ ಎಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸನ್ must get rid of all that, because our Pitru Shastra will tell you we are running the Pitru time, the time for the Pitru Lokas and Pitrus, and they are 33 people, and gods are 33, Pitrus are 33. Therefore, they all stand before our counter and ask, what are you doing, sir? Are you giving me water? Tarpanam. Now, Yama took the form of hair, Soma, the chest, the breast, the waist was occupied by the Chandra, and the Earth, Ammavaru, Bhudevi, occupied the buttocks and Nitambam. I mean, then Vasus have taken hold of the fingers of her, and Prajapati was occupying the 10 teeth of her, Dantaha Prajapati, and her nose. See, Nasika Danda Virajita, Yai Namo Namaha anta Lalita Sahasranamaದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಸಿಕ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅದು ನಾಸಿಕ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದರೆ ದಿ ಕುಬೇರ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫೆಲನ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದಿ ನೋಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೆತ್ ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೇಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ನೋಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಮೌತ್. ಈ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರೆತಿಂಗ್. So doctors would advise never you should inhale. That's why the Kubera, he is the friend of Shiva, Dhanapati Sakhaha ante Shivanike. So Kubera gave that, and Nayanatrayam is by Surya Chandra Agni, and see the ears are occupied by the Vayudeva. So like that, there are so many in the slokas here. You can enlist as an academic student, not as a religious student. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು, ಆಯುಧಗಳು ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ವ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರಬೇಕು, 61 ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾಳ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ವುಮೆನ್, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ taken to be the very manifestation or very avatar of the Kopa Agni by the Vishnu and Shiva put together. That you have to remember, the foundation for the Durga Swarupam. So here the birth of Durgas is being given. So afterwards what happened? Samasta Devanam Tejaha. So Devaha. So all the Tejas, all the energies, any and everything of all that was completely deposited. That's why she is identified with the Sarvadevata Swarupa. So Sarvaswarupe ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ, ಸರ್ವಸ್ವರೂಪೇ ಸುಮನ್ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸರ್ವಸ್ವರೂಪೇ
ಸರ್ವೇಶೇ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತಿ
ರೂಪೇ ಸರ್ವೇಶೇ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತಿ ಸಮನ್ವಿತೆ
ಸಮನ್ವಿತೆ
ಭಯೇಭ್ಯಃ ತ್ರಾಹಿನೋ ದೇವಿ ದುರ್ಗೆ ದೇವಿ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಭಯೇಭ್ಯ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಪಾಪೇಭ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಪಾಪ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಭಯ, ಭಯ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಪಾಪ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ದೇವಿ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಸರ್ವಚೈತನ್ಯ ರೂಪಾಂ ತಾಂ ಆದ್ಯಾಂ ಶಕ್ತಿಂ ಚ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ವೆರಿ ಎಂಬಾಡಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ you observe she must be empowered with ayudhas. Without ayudha, nobody can do anything. Therefore, the ayudhas, or whatever ayudhas with which the gods wield in the war, all those ayudhas are the power, the shakti of the ayudhas are again deposited and given to Durga Parameswari. For example, Sulam Pinakaha. So Pinaka is who holds the bow, Pinaka by name, and Shiva, he gave the Sulam to her. And Chakram, the disc was given, Sudarshan Chakra power was given to by Krishna to her. Then the Sankham is being given by, to blow the Sankham is to invite. Just Sankha is a war musical instrument, as you all know. So trumpet, the trumpet to Sankha. So Hodi Nagaರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸು. ಸಿ ನಗಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಹೊಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬೀಟ್ ದ ಡ್ರಮ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾಟ್ಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಭರಿತರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಹೊಡಿ ನಗಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಅಂತ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಲ್ಲ, ಐ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಶಂಖ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗಂಟ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಲದಂಡ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಯಮ ಅಗೈನ್. And Ambupati, that is Varuna, he also gave so many other things. And again, the sun, Divakara, has made himself entering into all the pores of our body. See, Divakara entered the hair note, hair holes and all that. So in this manner, I don't want to narrate all these things because you always go through. So, but you keep your eye, whatever part you are meditating upon, that part is not human part which a doctor does or a medal, any Vishaku, but that is absolutely the divine power behind. Therefore, when you have observed Kavacha Stotram, I have marked it for you. 67 parts are there. Next issue, you will get that 67 parts of our body. Ammavaru has to take 67 forms to protect the respective part of the body. That's why, supposing any part of the body is aching or problematic, you have to remember that particular Adhidevata of the part and make puja or japa, then your problem solved. Therefore, in Saundarya Lahari, Ammavaru gives a combing out sloka for all of us. Sloka number 20, sloka number 36. 36 for all lung and chest problems, and sloka 20 is total cancer points. ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಷಜ್ವರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಶಂಕರರು. ಜ್ವರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಔಷಧ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರ್. But that jwara which will kill you ultimately, not only kill you simply, but it will make you completely ridden with the fear, hopelessness, and your body is doomed. Sometime when I go to the hospital, when I look at a patient with so many tubes connected, then I just put a question to Paramatma, what about the fate of this fellow? Or is this fellow going to be removed of all the tubes and make independent to walk about? And one doubt baratte. But if Sankalpa Parameswari takes, and it will definitely be done. So next we have got the another description is after having all these things, then Abharana, because a woman should be, because Abharanasya Abharanam. So a woman is always the score, Abharanasya Abharanam means a very important lady. Therefore, all gods have given the Abharanas. Same is the spirit in Abhignana Sakuntaram. Suman is the scholar in Abhignana Sakuntaram. She studied the drama, and of course anybody. There in 4th act you observe, when Sakuntala was about to leave for her husband's place, all Varadevatas have given her immense, large number of Abharanas. And Anasuya and Priyambada, her Chalikatas, they were trying to decorate. So suddenly Priyambada gets a doubt, how are you fixing the ornaments in the body of to embellish Amma, Sakuntala? Then the answer given is simply wonderful. I have read in books. So as I read in the books, accordingly I am trying to fix the Abharanas to Sakuntala. Another point I will tell you here, there was one lady here, Narayanamma, she was always preparing the Devi pictures and portraits and all that, and she used to also add Abharanas to the respective places. One day when I phone up, then she took up on the phone and said, I had to ask her, what are you doing? Ayya Swami, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಆಭರಣ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So her concentration is the part of the body and the ornament which fits, and that's also tapas. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಭರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಎನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ she was given the teeth, she was given the all astra shastras which cannot be broken by the enemy. See, abhedyam adamsanam astrani shastrani cha devataha daduhu anta baratte. You understand? So all of them. So all gods, ultimately you come up to 31 sloka or before, you see how all that. Then, so now she is Arambad Durga. When Arambad Durga is there, Arambad police, and she cannot simply be like that. So all the defense personnel have got to do everyday exercise, whether there is war or no war. They have to go to police training grounds, take police training college grounds, and do exercise, left, right, this, that, and all that. Keep the body trim, and so that they can jump whenever the call comes. And ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಓಡದೇ ಇರೋನು the 100,000 feet ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಪಿಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ won't admit him. But when you keep on running every time, then that kind of exercise. So ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಕೂಡ, she was so energetic because she is empowered like that. And then most important you have to remember is two things in the presentations or gifts given by the gods. One is the Vahanam, Himavan, Simham. So her father, Himavan, gave the best vehicle. ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ when we were a young students, ಅವರ ಭಾವಂದರು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಮದುವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. When our sisters are married to them, the bridegroom used to get cycle, sometime later scooter, sometime later car. Now I don't know. So nothing for the boy. So ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಮವಾನ್ ಸಿಂಹಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕುಬೇರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ ಅಂದರೆ ಶೇಷಃ, and Kubera and Sesha, they give a Panapatra. So wine cup. She likes wine. Therefore, there is a special wine cup, Madhupatra ant heltare. Madhupatra, and she is so sincere to these people that she came to the war ground with her father given lion, and also with the gift of the Panapatra, filling up. It's a Akshaya Panapatra. Whenever she makes Sankalpa, there will be madhu inside, full of that. That's what you observe while concluding the fight with Mahisha. She said, we are going to see the next chapter. She says, Garja Garja Pasho Yavat Madhyam Pibamyaham Manta Yavat. So I keep on sipping my own quota of Panam. So I'm not bothered. So composed. Even worry strikes you, your face should not show any kind of difference, like Surya Bhagavan. Surya, imagine at the time of birth, Surya Udayadalli Surya Bhagavan hengirtano, Suryaastamana kurichu kuda ade reetiyagirtane. You never see any iota of tiresomeness or fatigue or bejaru, etc. in the Surya Bimbam. So that is the asamapta Jigishasya Kastri Chinta Samagami. Never he has any diversions. So with this kind of fighting and preparation, she tries to make a twang of her bow. She has to invite. That's what Tasyahanadena Ghorena Krusramapuritam Nabhaha. See, Chikshubuhu Sakala Lokaha. So you get this slokas 33 and onwards. And avaganagate drishtva samastam sanshubdham trailokyamavararayaha sannadhaha kila sainyaste samuttastu dayudaha. So when there was a big war invitation sound, so ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಲಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. So the emergency call came, siren. The siren button was the Dhanurnada she made, and the entire universe got trembled down. And at that time, how was she? Such a beautiful, majestic, magnificent personality. Imagine, she was standing on the top of the mountain, and her kiritam touching the sky, and her 1,000 legs or whatever it is, so they are touching the patalam, and her hands, thousands of them, they are spreading the entire universe. Disho bhuja sahasrena samantal vyapya samsthitam. Whenever you think of Durga, you imagine this is the posture that should come into your mouth or in your mind. Then, see, are we looking at her? Mahishasuraha Senani. First of all, he sent his deputies. Mahishasura did not come to the war ground. He sent all his deputies. The first one is the Chitshuhu, that Senapati and all that. One by one, they are all coming. And Koti Sahasra Isturathanam Dantinam Tadha. Hayanam Chavruto Yuddhe Tatrabhun Mahishasura. The 47th sloka, you see, after all, when the war began, so many Rakshasas are being put down. When at that time, the call for the Maharaja or Chakravarti ruler should come to the ground. See, Duryodhana, in Bhagavad Gita, what Duryodhana did? Duryodhana came to Drona, Acharya and Bhishma and all people, told Drona, I have got 11 Akshohinis, Madarthe Chakta Jivitaha, you don't worry. And also he gave instruction, Bhishma Acharya is a little older, senior citizen. So, Bhishma Meva Abhirakshantu, you all take care of Bhishma Acharya. Therefore, 10 commanders in chief on all sides were protecting the Bhishma in the war. So he has taken care, because Bhishma is the root of his happiness and success. And Drona, all these people are there, Krupacharya, Dronacharya. So that is, afterwards, Konedalli Bartane. Hade Ritiyage, I'm just trying to compare the Kaurava Pandava Yuddha and also Rama Ravana Yuddha and other Yuddhas that have taken place, Hiranyakasipu and Narasimha Vidya. Similarly, Hiranyaksha and Varahamurti. So we have got, if you want to talk about the history of the wars fought by the gods, it's interesting thesis topic. So there are people who write about the Avidas, and in fact, I happened to meet a lady who submitted a thesis for the Delhi University talking about the weapons, the Astras and Shastras in Mahabharata. She was carrying in the Delhi University corridor her thesis containing more than 1,000 pages, and I asked her, what is that? Sir, I have done my thesis, I have written down, going to submit this thesis to the department, So I remember that, and I just perused. So we have immense scope for enhancing the knowledge, which means that we are doing good. And ultimately, when Amavaru came and all other Rasasas, they were also being one by one, Mahishasura on one side, not facing Durga, fighting on. And because of the power, the skill, the war skills, I have given one talk about the war skill and weapons used by Durga as gleaned from Durga Saptasati, and an hour's talk I made sometime, I don't know. But I wrote down also that article. So then what happened Vemuscha kechudrudhiram musalena bhrasamhutaha kechin nipayada bhumo bhinnaha sulena vakshase. So in 59th sloka, and further you see the description of the war and details of the war, and moreover the problem that Amavaru faces. See, those people whose head is cut off, without head, the Rakshasas stood up, something like Abandha Rakshasas, and they went on fighting. Vichinna Jangha Siram Sipetuhu, Chinne Pichanye Sersapajitaha Punarathitaha, so Kabandhaha, Chinna Serasaha. So ಈ description ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. We feel really elated to look at this kind of the way the war took place. So war and cricket match are same. Cricket match ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ 3,000 people will go. ಆದರೆ ಈ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ವಾರ್ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, both in sky and land and elsewhere. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಗನ್ನಾಥನ ರಥೋತ್ಸವ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಪೀಪಲ್, ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ರೌಡೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೋಣೌತಾಘ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ನಂಬರ್ 60, all that you come across, there was simply blood flow. The entire war ground was having the streams and streams of blood, and so there was nothing but blood. And it's difficult to find out. Even Ramayana also, Jambavan, when Indrajit and others went out in the night, putting a lamp in the Kanda, he was trying to find out either anywhere Anjaneya is also could be found. If Anjaneya Swami, Hanuman, Obburiddare Saku, the whole people will be back to life. So he found out Anjaneya groaning and all that. Then Jambavan comes and spirits, Aya, you are a Vaiputra, go, bring Sanjeevani. And that Moolikam and bring it. So the moment that he brought it, all Vanaras back to fight next morning when Rakshasas came to. That's how the whole show goes like. So here, and Chanena Tanmaha Sainyam Asuranam Tathambika Ninye Chayam. So in no time, she put out all the Asuras into that. So with this, we conclude the second chapter. We embark on the third chapter, where she has continued her war by making a great sound and all that. After Rishi Ruvacha. So in the third chapter, you observe the Rishi's narration goes on. Something like Sanjaya narration to Dhritarashtra. And also, how was the war going on? The war bulletin was being released by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra because Krishna wanted, even though Dhritarashtra, the parent, is sitting in the throne, he cannot be happily laughing and cutting jokes with his colleagues. He should be watching and mourning over the death of any and everybody belonging to him. Mamaka Pandavaschaiva ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನವರು ಪಾಂಡು ಪುತ್ರರು, ಪಾಂಡು ಸೈನ್ಯ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನವರು ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನವರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದುಃಖ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಹಿಯರ್ ನಿಹನ್ಯಮಾನಂ ದತ್ ಸೈನ್ಯಂ ಅವಲೋಕ್ಯ ಮಹಾಸುರಃ. ಸೊ ಚಿಕ್ಷುರಃ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. And Chitshura continues fight with the entire Devi. So Devi has gone with her Shaktis. So Ammavaru did not go alone. That's why in Lalita Sahasranamam, Mukhya Sena Vahishasi Bhanda Sarvadhodjukta Mukti Shakti Sena Samavruta Bhandasura Samhara Madadakoskara. She has selected the army, and with the select army she has gone to fight with Bhandasura. While Varahi Viranandita, Visukra Pranaharana Varahi Viranandita, Varahi is the commander-in-chief. She is the left hand for Lalita Parameswari. And Shyamalamba is the right hand. Mantrinyasta Rajyadhura. She has deposited the entire responsibility of administration of the land and people to Shyamala Devi. That's why Kalidasa has chosen to praise Shyamalamba, who is a Gnanamba. Shyamala is not only a war goddess, but also she is the Gnanamurti. That's why Jaya Jaya Janani. That's how it was, Jaya Jaya Janani and Bharat. So, Yelle Chaturbhuje, Shyamalamba, she is little darkish in complexion, but Tasya Leela Sarovaridis Tasya Keli Vanam Nandanam. Tasya Girdevata Kinkari Tasya Vachakari Sri Swayam. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ತಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾಂಬನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರ ವಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್. ಇನ್ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸೂಕ್ತಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಡ್ ತಸ್ಯ ದೇವ ಅಸನ್ವಸೇ ಅಂತ. ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಭಕ್ತ ಜನರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಗೊಂಬೆ ಆಟ ತರಹ. All the bhaktas have got the strings in their hands to make the gods dance. So hage the gods are so independent upon the power of the bhakti of all people. Anjaneya is Rama Bhakti Mahamja. See, Anjaneya captured the Rama Bhakti. But even Rama is nowhere because when his bhakti is captured. So like that, in third chapter, the war continues, and then Mahishasura was stunned at the kind of sound and power and all that. Then he came and saw her that ಈ ಜಗತ್ ವ್ಯಾಪಕವಾಗಿರುವ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದಾನೆ? ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದಿ ವಿಶ್ವಸ್ವರೂಪಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇವಿ. See, అమ్మవారి యొక్క స్వరూపం, that kiritam and all that, here we have got in this third chapter, Bhuja Sahasram and all that. Afterwards, looking at that kind of beautiful, powerful, armed Durga, there is no kind of attraction of sex attraction at all for him. He has only kopa. He became angry. He wanted to kill her. Imagine that kind of Rakshasa Himsa. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ನಾಮೈವ ಪೇಸಲಂ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ತ್ರೀನಾಮ್ ದಾಕ್ಷಿಣ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವುಮನ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಮೆನ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್. Man is hopeless fellow. There's nothing to study in man, but all that is to be studied in woman. Therefore, but this fellow, immediately he jumped to war. And when looking at Mahishasura's approach, then she tried to curb him, and she just showered all her shastras and astras on him and all Rakshasas. Then there was a fight between them, with Trisula and Shakti, Gada, and with and Pasha. These are all the various things. Not only she was fighting like that, and the Vahanam Simham also is not idle. Nothing. So as much active was Durga, so much active was Simham. That's why Saimhi Devata. A Simhave un Devata. Vahanam is Devata. That's why we always make prayer together with Vahanam, together with all these things. Therefore, Bahu. So there was a fight between all of them. That Bahu Yuddhena Yudhe Tano Teno Dasarana Yuddhamano. So the description goes very picturesque, and as though you are witnessing the war. In Valmiki is top best. Vyasa Bhagavan is top best, and Markandeya Maharshi also is top best. It is very difficult to describe a war between war. So that's why, because Yuddha and Yajna, they are equal. ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಜನರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಜ್ಞವನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಬ್ಬರು ಜಗಳ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ 10 ಜನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಬಡಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹರ್ಟ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ದಿ ವಾರ್ ವಾಸ್ ತಥೋ ವೇಗಾತ್ ಖಮುತ್ಪತ್ಯ. ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ, ಮೃಗಾರಿಣ ಕರಪ್ರಹಾರೇಣ ಶಿರಶ್ಚಾಮರಸ್ಯ ಪೃಥಕ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಜಂಪ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಡ್ ಹರ್ with the Mahisham. Then he becomes a Purusha. Then again becomes a Mahisha. Then he tries to use his horns, long horns on the Austin alli. See, Austin, Texas alli, the symbol was long horns, buffalo. ಅದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ಹಾರನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಆಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ದಟ್ ಹಾರನ್ಸ್ themselves are very powerful and all that. So there was that a kind of fight between Devi, Kruddha. So for example, in 18th sloka, you see Devi, Kruddha, Gadapati, Churnayamasa Chodhatam, Bhashkalam, Bindipalena, Bhanaistamram, Tathandhakam. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬೇಜಾರು ಬರಲ್ಲ. You never get tired. You become curious. What next? What are the kinds of implements and ayudhas and shastras that she has employed? And how is that? For example, when you come to the sloka number 19, you observe Trinetra cha Trisulena Ugrasya Ugraviryam cha Tathaiva cha Mahahanum Trinetra cha Trisulena Jaghana Parameshwari Bidalasya Sinakayat. So Durmukha, she tries to clear all these people before she ultimately embarks upon fight with Mahishasura. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದೇನೆ ಆವಾಗ when all these Sainyadhipatis are put down, then Mahishasura comes to action, and there you see Langula Taditam Chanyan Srungabhyam Chavidaritan. Look at the 22nd sloka, how beautiful description. So with the horns, with the tail, and whatever possible as an animal could work out. And also with the 2 legs, hind legs, it tries to till the soil, and so that the dust will cover the entire foreground. ಧೂಳಿ, ಆ ಧೂಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ people stop seeing, people lose their sight line, and they are confused and their eyes are affected. ಆದರೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಈ ತರಹ ಇವಾಗ ಆ ಧೂಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, that Mahishasura wanted to kill Simham. He wanted to kill the Simham before Simham Hantum Mahadevyaha Kopam Mahadevyaha. So when the fellow came to cut off, destroy the Vahanam, ನಮ್ಮವರಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಗೋಯಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನೋಬಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಆತ್ಮ. ಆತ್ಮಾನಂ ಸತತಂ ಪಶ್ಯೇತ್ ಅನ್ಯಾತ್ಮಾನಂ ಅಂತ ಸೂತ್ರ. ನಮ್ಮ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಂದರೆ, ಉದ್ಧರೇದಾತ್ಮನಾತ್ಮಾನಂ ಆತ್ಮಾನಾತ್ಮಾನೋ ಸಾಧಯೇತ್ ಆತ್ಮೈವ ಬಂಧು ಆತ್ಮನಃ. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದಟ್ ಅಯ್ಯ, ನೀನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. Before you correct others, you correct yourself. When you are corrected, looking at you corrected, they also automatically get corrected. So, since in the you have to behave, that's why Sila Vritta Phala Vidya, Bombay University emblem. ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಟ್ ನೈಜ್ಞಾನೇ ಸದೃಶಂ ಅಂತ ಇವರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅರವೇ ಗುರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅರವೇ ಗುರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಸಿಂಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಎಂಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಿಂಹವನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೋ, ದೆನ್ ಶಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ immensely ferocious. Kopam chakre tato ambika. So then he did not bother. Srungabhyam parvatanuchan. He tried to uplift the mountains with his so animal. It is something like Vanaras and Rakshasas fighting. What is the ayutham for Vanaras in Ramayana? Suman will tell. They have got only trees, mountains, boulders, stones, ashte. And also their mouth, their teeth. Kotikal kachattalva. So they show their mouth. The teeth is very powerful. So some Rakshasas are being beaten. Some Rakshasas are being killed by their looks, by their nada, etc., etc. That in Mahabharata, in Yuddhakanda, you will find the description. So, and you see, moreover, Vega Brahmana Vichunnaha. So many people, Vega Brahmanam, she just lifted, Mahishasura lifted some people and kept on the horns and twirled and push up. Something like disc throw. So, like disc throw that you do in your gymnastics. So here also, that Mahishasura did do that kind of all sorts of circus hits. That Mahisha as an animal, he did it. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತು, in the sloka number 30, you see that the Simha became also very much as the Ammavaru is fighting. Even Simha was clearing the road by eating, by killing, by drinking, or that kind of other activity. That sweeping is his business. That scavenger job also the lion was doing. And Kare Namaha Sivam Tam Chakarshaja Garshaja Karshasastu Saram Devi Khadger Rankata. Then so again, when he found that his Purusha Swarupam is not avail, then that Mahishasura became an animal. So with that also, he attacked her. Then Tata Kruddha Jaganmata Chandika Panamattamam Papau Punaha. Look at this sloka 34. She must gather energy. Quite now and then, as we sip cup of coffee or cup of tea or cup of wine or cup of sugarcane juice, ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಲು ಕುಡ್ರಿ ಬಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆ ಕುಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕುಡಿದವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ದೇ ನೋ ದಿ ಕಿಕ್, ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. That's why drinking coffee, drinking tea, drinking halu, drinking water itself is also, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯಪ್ಪ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೋಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದಿ ಹೋಲ್ ಶೋ ಗೋ ಲೈಕ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನನರ್ಧ ಚಾಸುರ Balavirya Mudodhataha and Vishanabhyam Chikshepa Chandikam Pratibodharan. So Bhudharan, he tried to throw mountains upon Amavar. You can imagine. Just imagine Amavaru and her Sainyam on one hand, and also Mahishasura, who is playing his pricks and pranks and all other things. After all, Mahisha is a child for her. That we should remember. So the child ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಚ್ಚುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. When you are holding the child, when the child does not want to remain in your folds, she will do all that which you will be tempted to leave that. Something like Sugriva and Kumbhakarna. So Kumbhakarna Sugrivanನ್ನ ಹಿಡಿದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೊಂಟದಲ್ಲಿ. But he tried to do something of a koti chesta. Then he dropped her in one jump. He was back to Rama's feet ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ went on going. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, this ಶ್ಲೋಕ 38 is a ಮೂಲ ಮಂತ್ರಂ for this. ಗರ್ಜ ಗರ್ಜ ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಮೂಢಾ ಮಧು ಯಾವತ್ ಪಿಬಾಮ್ಯಹಂ ಮಯಾ ತ್ವಯಿ ಹತೆ ತ್ರೈವ ಗರ್ಜಿಷ್ಯಂತ್ಯಾಸು ದೇವತಾಃ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀನು ಗರ್ಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಾ. Now you are making large sound, high sound, but after your death by me, then gods will also do the same nada. So the devatas are simply silent. Now when you die, the devatas will do up. So ishtu tanaka Markandeya Maharshi tumba chennagi describe ಮಾಡಿ, in the last concluding 4 slokas of 2nd chapter, the Rishi will sum up or wrap up the whole show, how she was able to overcome the Rakshasa. That posture is important. See, whenever you say Mahishasuramardini Stotradalli, you see that kind of that Mahishamardini Durge and so Mahishasuramardini Stotradalli tumba chennagi ಮಾಡಿದ. I think Pushpadanta also is the author of the Mahishasuramardini. So 25 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಿದೆ, I think so. So ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ monthly meet ಅಲ್ಲಿ we made somebody to speak on Mahishasuramardini Stotram. Anyway, so what she did, see eva muktva samutpatya sarudha tam mahasuram. So she jumped over him, made him fall on the ground and stood on him. Mahasuram arudha. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತಾಯಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ, ಮಹಾಸುರಂ ಆರೂಢ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯೋಗ ಆರೂಢ ತದುಚ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯೋಗ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್. ಆ ಯೋಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೋಗ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಇಂಬೈಬ್, ಇನ್ವೋಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ extra situations through your pranayama and other postures, some Shakti, which Shakti will make you really stronger than that. Yoga ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. For example, when you are on the bed at 4:35 or 6, all parts of your body are aching. ನನ್ನ ಮೈಕೈ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋವ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿರಿ ಅಂತ. ಮೈಕೈ ನೋವ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಅವೈಲ್. You should get up, spurn the bed ಅಂತ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗೂರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. When 4:30 or around shows the clock, then spurn the bed and get into action and yoga ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗೂರ್ in one of his writings. Post office ಅದು ತುಂಬ. So they are all the contemporary scholars, poets, philosophers who try to educate mankind. That is the topic taken by the World Association for Vedic Studies India Conference, which takes place in December 1, 2, 3. ಈ 1, 2, 3 ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ವೇದಿಕ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಎಜುಕೇಷನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪರರಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೇದ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ವೇದ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ವೇದ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಋಷೀಸ್. ಋಷಿ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಗುರು ಅನ್ನೋ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಗರ್ಜ ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಮೂಢ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗರ್ಜನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲ? ಕ್ಷಣಂ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಯು. 1 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರಹಚಾರ ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಗರ್ಜ, ಈ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮಧು ಪಿಬಾಮ್ಯಹಂ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಲೀಜರ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಇಂಟರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಮಿಷನ್. I want just a kshanam, fraction of a second. And at that time, I am busy, want to drink. And maya tvayi hataha atraiva, here, when you are killed by me, and all gods will start doing a lot of sound. So, yen madale padena kramya kantena sulena ಅತಾಡಯತು ತತಃ ಸೋವಿ ಪದಾಕ್ರಾಂತಃ ತಯಾ ನಿಜ ಮುಖಾಸ್ತದ ಅರ್ಧನಿಷ್ಕ್ರಾಂತ ಏವಾಸೀತ್ ದೇವ್ಯಾ ವೀರ್ಯೇಣ ಸಂವೃತಃ. He lost 50% of it. Then at that ultimate stage, what she did, taya 42nd sloka, mahasina siraha chitva nipatitaha. So she tried to stand on him and press him on the chest in such a power force, and she held her trisula at that kantam and cut off his head with the sword. Look at her intelligence, how best she was able to cut out. So Katti, Trisula and Atmasakti. But Padashakti and Atmasakti. So Atmasakti in the Suman, note that Parameswari is exhibiting her Atmasakti outside her, and see that highest typical tough demon is being put out. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita and all places we have got the statement that in 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita is how to control yourself. And ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ 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 ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಆತ್ಮ ಸಂಯಮನ ಯೋಗ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಯಮನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದಿ ಸಂಯಮನ, ದಿ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲೈನ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಆತ್ಮ ವುಡ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪವರ್, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ enthusiasm. With that energy you are able to fight. Even physically speaking, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ತುಂಬ ಭಯ ಆದರೆ there will be unusual power in the calf muscles that will make you run so fast that you are away from the danger. ನಮ್ಮ the director of the IASC, who founder and director, he got caught in the tsunami in Ceylon or somewhere. So when he was seeing the rising waves so high, he ran with such a speed he never imagined at all in himself. I'm not getting the name. If you remember, you can remember him there. So that, and I heard him also. I met him and he came to my Lalita's marriage also. And he was the guru for my Sambandhi. So, he said, sir, I don't know what kind of energy worked in me. I am still having my life. I saved my life when the wave was rising high, 20 feet high. The Samudradalli tsunami 20-30 feet high baratta the wave, not simply touching your feet. So ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ಕೆಲಾಮಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ತಾಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಆ ಕತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ದೆನ್ ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ became very well, and other people danced and danced and danced. So that kind of Shakti, Pata and Rakshasa Samhara took place. Then there was absolute happiness. So when you are absolutely happy, you start praising, acknowledging the honor, the work, the strain, the fatigue, etc. taken out by the helper. ಯಾರು ನಮಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ಅವರನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದು. So that's what the third chapter and the last chapter is the Chaturtha Adhyaya in the series, where Amavaru is being praised. Dhyaye Durgam Jayakhyam Tridasa Parivrutam Sevitam Siddhikamyaihi Kala Brabham Kathachaihi Ari Kula Bhayadam Maulibadhendurekham Shankham, Chakram, Kripanam, etc. Simhaskandadhirudham Tribhuvanamakilam Tejasa Purayantim Siddhikamaihi Trisaparivitam Durgam Jaya Durgam Dhyayetu. Now she becomes a Jaya Durga. When does Durga becomes Jaya Durga? Only after making that the Mahishasura fell down. So that is out. Then Om Rishirvacha. So this particular section, the third chapter is very important for your Durga Prarthana. So fourth chapter, there are fourth, and there are only 3 chapters. See, first chapter, fourth chapter, and last we have got 10th, 11th chapter, where there is a, if you read only these 3 stotras, then you will get a complete sketch of the Ammavaru and also her powers and shaktis and all those things. Therefore, in this 4th chapter, all those are very powerful. For example, I just read 1, 2 slokas, and then the remaining one you can, I just give you gist of that, so that my time will be on. And I'm allowed to talk about 90 minutes. I think I would be doing that much, because I really appreciate your patience to listen to Durgamma, and she is happy to bless you all, whoever have joined and who want to join, who are hiding and all that. So to all those people, Ammavaru is very, very kind and very, very powerful. So, Sakradayassuraganaha nihateti virye tasmin duratmani surari bale cha devya tam tushtuhu pranati namra sirodhara amsa vadbhihi praharsha pulaka udgama charudeha. So all of them are having no charudeha, beautiful bodies, beautiful personalities. What is the, when you look beautiful, when you are smiling, when you are laughing, when you are contented, when there is trupti, ya devi sarvabhuteshu trupti rupena sambhita namastasye, tushti rupena namastasye, and tushti, trupti. ಅದರಿಂದ ದೇವತೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ತೃಪ್ತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರನ್ನು they went on praising her. And in the praise, see, in the 11th sloka, so they are summarizing, like anybody who is organizing this would summarize whatever has taken place for this 90 minutes. So in the summary of all that has been made up, the wrap-up program. So so what are the incidents that have taken place at all those crises, how this Ammavaru managed all those things. And she became a successful woman or fighter in that thing. So you observe that 20 and so you observe all these things. So Ammavaru, for example, 4th slokadalli Yasyaha Prabhavam Atulam. And who is this Parameswari? Swayam Srihi Sukritinam Bhuvaneshu Lakshmihi. So she is the Ashtalakshmi in all the worshippers. And she is Shraddha. She is always performing Adbhutas in wars and also going out of the way to protect her bhaktas. And that's why she is a shelter for any and everybody in the universe. That's why Durga is being the goddess not only for Brahmins. She is a goddess of worship to all people. So in Durga Sahasranama, there is the complement of Sudrarchitaye Namo Namaha, Lakshmanagraja Pujitaye Namo Namaha, Dushtamamsa Bhakshinye Namo Namaha. So ಈ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ದುಷ್ಟಮಾಂಸ ಭಕ್ಷಣೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಆಟವಿಕರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಿಲ್ ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್, bring the raw blood oozing flesh and offer to Parameswari Durgamma. Even today, I don't know, last time when I went to Kathmandu, during Durga Saptasati, especially on Durga Ashtami day, they slaughter a buffalo, Maizan, and they offer the flesh of that to Parameswari, and that is being distributed to all bhaktas as a part of prasadam. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಸಾದವಾಗಿ ಚಕ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇದು ತೊಗೊತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ರೈಲ್ ಕಾರ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಠ್ಮಂಡು, ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂಥ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕಾರು, ಪ್ಯಾಸೆಂಜರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೈಲ್ ಕಾರು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಸರ್ವಾಶ್ರಯ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್
Also in Kamakya temple, sir.
Oh, very, Kamakya Devi also is same thing, because there the Pasu Bali is being accepted. In fact, when we went to Manakamana Devi or the other day up that in Kathmandu, and one of our members, he went to that Vadhyasala and he wanted to record, take video of what mantras and whatever they utter and how the animal, and they head their throat, and the remaining part of that is being offered after removing the skin of the hide of the animal, and the same is being distributed, and otherwise they are being sent back in the rail car. So ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ವೆಂಕಟಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು, ಐ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. ಸೊ ಎನಿವೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಸುರತಾಹ ಸಮುದಯರಣೇನ ತೃಪ್ತಿಂ ಪ್ರಯಾತಿ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಮಧುಪಾತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ this is a definitely Durga is another part of the another side of the coin of Lalita. One kade Lalita, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ Durga. Lalita is a governing force, is a supervisor post. So Saraswati knows it, and Durga is an executive force. Durgamma is a work inspector. She is a spot decision maker, and she is constantly present when work is going on. So, but Lalita Parameswari is a director. She is only commander. She is only, so that's why you observe that there is a lot of contrast between Lalita Sahasranamam and Durga Sahasranamam. Rather, see Lalita Pakyanam and also the Durga. So when you put these two people together, you observe a lot of contrast, because every personality is a contrasting personality. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಧ್ಯಯನ ಕೇಂದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಾರಿ ಸರ್ ಅವಾಗೇನೋ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಇದು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಬಟ್ ಇರೋದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ನೆಸ್, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಬಿ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಕರ್ಮಣ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅಮ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಫಲೇಶು ಜುಷ್ಟಾಂ. ಸಿ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಆಫರ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸು, ಆ ಸಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, who is the ultimately, in the sloka number 9 or so, you observe ya mukti hetuhu avichintya mahavratatvam. Mukti hetuhu, don't think that Durga Parameswari is only a killer. She is a killer and protector. Killer to the bad people, wicked people. That's why dushta daitya bhanjanaye namo namaha anta, dushta danava bhanjanaye namo namaha Lalitammakku ide. Dushta Danavas, when Danavas are Mahabhaktas, better than humans, but they try to deviate. So Garjana comes up because of the Mada. That's why she says to Mahisha, Garja Garja anta. And then they went on saying, who is this Parameswari Durga? We are getting complete sketch of the personality of Durga, and also you can understand how many features are embodied in the personality or in the person of Durga Parameswari. So when whoever may be, whatever may be the calamity, wherever you are being placed, your Sarano is Durga. Something like Bharata is telling, Vane Rane Setru Jala Agni Madhye Maharnave Parvata Mastakeva Suptam Pramattam Vishamashthitam Va Rakshanti Durga. So Durga Parameswari is not bothered under what condition you are being placed, calamity, she will be taken. And moreover, observe, what about the status of Mahishasura when Ammavaru became Masivarnam Tadhabhut? She became black like Yama, and not only Kupita Antaka. See, Drishtvaadu Devi Kupitam, now 13th sloka I observe. Drishtvaadu Devi Kupitam Bhrukutikaram Uchyat Shashanka Sadrusachyaviyanna Sadyah Pranan Mumocha Mahishaha Tadativa Chitram Kairjivrute Jivyatehi Kupitantaka Darsanena. This is the Mula Mantra. See, Kupitantaka Darsanena, Sumne Antakan Nodre Bayabarala, ನಾಳೆ ಬರೋ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವ ಅಂಥದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ತುಂಬ ನೋಬಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ನಚಿಕೇತ ಯಮ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕುಪಿತ, ಯಮ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್ಫುಲ್, ರಿಮೋರ್ಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಆ ನಚಿಕೇತ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ 3 ದಿವಸ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಠೋಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಠೋಪನಿಷತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಉಪನಿಷತ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಸಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ನಚಿಕೇತ waits for Yama to come back for 3 days at his door. No food, no water, nothing. Then Yama, instead of taking him into his yard, he said, Ayya Brahmana Kumara, you are staying here and 3 days. I have committed a great sin. Ask 3 boons. I will grant you all that. 1, 2, okay, he granted immediately. Third one was the problem. That is called Divya Agni. Agni in the Devaloka. ಅದು ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನೀನು ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕರ್ಣ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ವಾಮನ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅನುಭವಾಮಿ ಕರ್ಣಭಾರ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಕರ್ಣಭಾರ ನಾಟಕ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಒನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಬೈ ಭಾಸ. ದೇರ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಕರ್ಣ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಮನ. ಏನು ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅನುಭವಾಮಿ, ಕಿಮೈತನ ಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅನುಭವಾಮಿ, ಎನಿ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಕ್ಷಣಂ. But afterwards, no, I want one that will stay with me. ಆ ದಿವ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ತುಂಬ ಹಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ನಿನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ರೆಡಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ಕೊತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಪಿಡ್ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಮುಟ್ಟಾಳ್ತನ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ ಮುಮೋಚ ಮಹಿಷಃ ಅತೀವ ಚಿತ್ರಂ. ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ತಪಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ he has taken a lot of troubles. ಅಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು he became ready to give up. It's not easy course. When that Ammavaru became a angry Yama, that's what. And also pranan mummocha. She cannot take the pranas, but she left off the pranas. Therefore, avele prasida bhagavati. And the prayer goes very well. And what is the task of the Parameswari all through the time is look at this sloka number 21, Amma. Durvrutta vrutta samanam tavadevi Seelam. See, Seelam, Rupam, Viryam, and Prakatana, Daya. These are the embodiments of Durga Parameswari. So these are all the embodiments. Daya is ultimate. That's why even when she was fighting with the enemies, she had chitte, krupa, karuna, samaranishtrata, chadruštva ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ. ಸೊ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಚಿತ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಪ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನ ಸಾಯಿಸಬೇಕೇ, ನನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತ, ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಡಿವೋಟಿ ಪಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಿಲ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎವರಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. No mother, father like to see the blood of his own child. But that is a ಶಾಪಂ given to Bhudevi. See, ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಭೂದೇವಿಗೆ ಶಾಪ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ನಾವಿಬ್ಬರು ಶೃಂಗಾರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಾಗ, that moment I earned love with great difficulty. You never bothered. So you disturbed that time. So you will have to bear the blood of your own children, whoever want to increase you. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭೂವನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ರಕ್ತ ನೀವು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದೊಂದು ಶಾಪ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಶಾಪ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಥ್ರೂ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಧರ್ಮಪತ್ನೀಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಶಾಪ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಗೇವ್ ಟು ದ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ the gods will again add one more plus. In the next sloka, you observe all the 10 directions he must be a guardian. Prachyam raksha, pradichyam cha chandike raksha dakshine, 25. And saumya, and adalla admele saumyani rupani yani cha atyanta ghorani taihi raksha tam statha bhuvam. ಲೋಕಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಮ್ಮ, ಯಾವ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗುತ್ತೋ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್ ಫಾರಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು, ಯು ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಟು ಟೇಕ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಫಾರಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ You bring about peace and happiness in the world. Bhuvam raksha. ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕಗಳನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡು. ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಹಿಂಸದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ದ್ವಂದ್ವಬದ್ಧ ಭೂಲೋಕ. ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಬೇಕಾ, ಈ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ವಿಚಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಒಂದೇ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರ, ಏನು ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋಟ್ ದಟ್ ಖಡ್ಗಶೂಲಗದಾದೀನಿ ಯಾನಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಾಣಿ ತೇ ಅಂಬಿಕೆ ಕರಪಲ್ಲವ ಸಂಗೀನಿ ತೈರಸ್ಮಾನ್ ರಕ್ಷ. ನೀನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವೆಪನ್ ಯು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಮೈ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಕರ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ದಿ ಫಿಂಗರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೌಟಿಂಗ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್. ಪಲ್ಲವ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆತ್ತಗ ಆಕರ್ಷಣೀಯವಾಗಿ ಅಂದವಾಗಿ ಆನಂದವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಟಚಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ದಮ್ ಎದರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತೈರಸ್ವ, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಿ ನೆರೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಋಷಿರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವತೆಗಳು, ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೋರಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಇನ್ 30th ಶ್ಲೋಕ. ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಸುಮುಖೀ ಭವ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಶಿ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಸುಮುಖಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮಸ್ತಾನ್ ಪ್ರಣತಾನ್ ಸುರಾನ್, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡೆಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಲಿಫ್ಟೆಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಹಂಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್, folded their hands and bent their heads, and to such kind of devoted bhaktas she came out with happiness, asking priyatam trijasa sarve yadasmatto vivanchitam. Whatever good, whatever varam that you want from us, you can ask, you are free. So when you ask prayer, when you ask varam or desire with her, it is not only to Durga, it is a common prayer to all the gods seated in Durga. ಬೇರೆ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಗ್ನಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ, ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ನೋ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. ದುರ್ಗಮ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಎಂಬಾಡಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಶಕ್ತೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿ ಝಡ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೇವತಾ ಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳಿದಾರೋ all ದೇವತಾ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಶಕ್ತೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟೆಡ್, ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆಡ್ by her. Therefore, she is free to ask so that whatever kind of desire you have got. ಅಭಿವಾಂಚಿತಂ, ಅಭಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ರೌಂಡ್, ವಾಂಛ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸೈರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ಚಮಕ ಪ್ರಶ್ನ ನಮಕಂ ಚಮಕಂ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚಮಕಂ? ಚಮಕಂ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎನ್ಲಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಲವ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದು 634 ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. 20 minutesಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸು. ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇನ್ 20 minutes. ಬಟ್ Rishis are such a persons who are able to give you in brief, combing out all the man's desires together on one compartment, connected to body, mind and spirit. And all that has been attributed. That's similarly here. Then Samavaru speaks here. Durga Devi, Deviya Vuchuhu. Ammavaru ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, that is what is Durga. Why Durga Saptasati is famous? Because there is a dialogue feedback by ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನು ಪೂಜೆ ಆಯಿತು, ರಾಯರು ಬಂದರು, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಿ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್. ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ and interested, our kith and kin came, they all participated, they all shared the grace of Paramat. That's why you say Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upavasramastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanaspatta Asrunvan. Asrunvan andre up to A to Z. You should keep on listening to the mantras, following the meaning of the mantras, following the desires of the incumbents here, and see that ultimately grant all of them and get out. So Ganapati is the representative of all. Gananampati alva. Nam Ganapati ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. So Ganapati is a representative combing force to all gods. That's why Ganapati Bandre Ella Devas follow up on that. So aವಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಭಗವತ್ಯಾ ಕೃತಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ನ ಕಿಂಚಿದವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ ಯದಯಂ ನಿಹತಃ ಶತ್ರು ಅಸ್ಮಾಕಂ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರಃ ಯದಿ ಚಾಪಿ ವರೋದೇಯಃ ತ್ವಯಾ ಅಸ್ಮಾಕಂ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಮೃತಾ ಅಸಂಸ್ಮೃತಾ ತ್ವಂ ನೋ. ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ na. People may remember you, people may not remember you, people may pray you, people may not pray you. ದುರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ದುರ್ಗಾ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಶಿವ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ರಿಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಡೆಲಿಗೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಮ್ಮ, ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪುಣ್ಯವಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಪವಾನ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲೋಕಂ ಚ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಾಪಾನಾಂ ಯಥತ್ ಪೃಚ್ಛಾಮಿ ಸಂಪ್ರತಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೋಕಂ ಚ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಾಪಾನಾಂ, ಅವರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಈ ಲೋಕ ಯಾಕೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಪ. ಸೊ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಟು ಚೂಸ್ ದೇರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಮ್ಮ, ವೆದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಯು, ಡು ನಾಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಯು, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಪರಮಾಪದಃ ನ ಹಿಂಸೇಥಾಃ. So never you should trouble them. So finally the request was, yascha marchyaha tvam toshyati amalanane tasya vittardhi vibhava. So you make them prosperous, you give them more riches, and you become Amma all time. Ambike sarvada bhavethaha. Sarvada Ambika. A mother is never angry with any child, and her child, he becomes, for example, I can remember Sanjeev Reddy, after all a farmer's son, became president of India. And at that time, 90-year-old mother, a farmer woman, she was there in the woman in the swearing time, and she kissed the murdhan of her own son. What a opportunity and punyam of that gentleman. Mother to be present when one becomes senior citizen of the whole country. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂಥ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವೃದ್ಧಿ, ವಿಭವ, ಧನಂ, ದಾರ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ 4 ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆರಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಕ್ಷಂ. ವೃದ್ಧಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಕ್ಷಂ. ವೃದ್ಧಂ ಚ ಮೇ ವೃದ್ಧಿಶ್ಚ ಮೇ. ಅವಾಗ ಶ್ರಾವಶ್ಚ ಮೇ ಶ್ರುತಿಶ್ಚ ಮೇ ಈ ತರಹ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ಸು, ಫೌಂಡೇಶನು ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್. The ultimate reach also you take care. So the preamble and epilogue, both are Ammavaru's control. Amma preamble ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, epilogue ಕೂಡ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. See, we have brought out the Bhagavad Saptasati, compiled by our gurus, Bharat Shastri. We have epilogue and also preamble, and in between the introduction. The copies are in plenty available with me in my house. If anybody comes, I will freely give you. Make Parayanam. Don't read 18,000 slokas of Bhagavatam. Just read the 700 slokas. You will get Vruddhi, Vibhava, Dhanam, and Dara, and other plus, you will get it. And the Heli, Konege, Vruddhaye Asmat Prasanna Tvambhava. ನೀವು ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ದುರ್ಗ, ಶಾಂತ ದುರ್ಗ, ಜಯ ದುರ್ಗ. You got all these epithets attributed, given to Durga, just meaning that you want her however you want. Like when you go to Goa, you got Shanta Durga temple. Nowhere, I think, Shanta Durga temple is there. She has relaxed very much, as I told yesterday also. So she must become a Shanta Durga. And ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ everybody, she became a Bhadrakali Babhuva, and she became one who has done to all the 3 worlds, and she became Gauri, she became and also she became other for Sumbari Sumba. And ultimately, in 42nd sloka, the last sloka of the final Madhyama Charitam says, Rakshanaya Jalokanam Devanam Upakarini Tatsunusvamaya Kyatam Yathavat kathayami te. You imagine yathavat kathayami te, like Sanjaya, war reporter, like Hanuman, they are talking about Ramayanam before Krishna. That's why Hanumanta Ramayanamವನ್ನು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ Rama and Lakshmana and all of them Vyakyantam Bharatadi Viparivrutam Ramam Bhaje Syamalam. So Vyakyantam, understand? Similar way, our Rishi is telling Maya Kyatam Yathavatu. I have not edited. I have not done any kind of, my pen is not used. I have just carbon copy tarah, like Lakshmana conveying the message of Rama to Sugriva. Carbon copy. And like that I have done it. So she says that Markandeya Purane Savarnike Manvantare Devi Mahatmye Sakradhistutir Nama Chaturthodhyaya Sampurnam. Thank you very much. I'm able to cover up within the stipulated time, I believe, though I joined late. But I don't think that same will happen tomorrow. And I hope and well wish that I have seen Durga temple in Kathmandu and saw the all situation, how the arrangements have been done to make the blood flow. So Bali Prita Navaga, there are two meanings for that. Bali means what is offered outside the Vedi, Agni, is called Bali. What is offered into the body, into the Vedi or Agni, is called Havis. But people mistake and interpret and make a lot of havoc about it. Anyway, Om Swasti Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunatu Sahaviriyan Karavavahi Tejasvinavahi Astu Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu Sri Durga Parameswari Padaravindarpanamastu Sarvesham Sarvalokanam Shantirastu Shantirastu Shantirastu. Thank you very much. I am done.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಸಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇದೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇದಾರೋ ಅವರೇ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕಂಡೇಯ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳದ್ದು ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು CLP ವಾಚ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಡ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ದ ಇದು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಮ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಸರ್. ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳೋ ಅಷ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬಾ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಸಮ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ನಿಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಹೋಲ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಥರ್ಡ್, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ, ಮಾಧವ, ಚಂಡಿಕಾ, ಶಿವ, ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ತರ ಅನೆಕ್ಡೋಟ್ಸ್ ತರ ಅದು. ವೈ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೇ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಫಾರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್, why you have to pray Madhava for dharma and moksha, and why we have to pray Shiva for dharma, artha, moksha, and Chandika ultimate dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and plus all the things that we require in our daily lives. So nanu I don't think I can sum up because it is too very vast. Then anyway, I thank you immensely from the bottom of my heart. ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸಪ್ತಶತಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನವರಿಂದ ಕೂಡ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾದವೇದ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಕೇಂದ್ರ, ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಟೀಮ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಅವರು ಝೂಮ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಸಹಕರಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಗೂನು ತುಂಬಾ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಟುಡೇ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ನಾಳೆನೂ ಹೀಗೆ ಎಲ್ರು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಉತ್ತಮ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಆದಂಗೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾರಾಯಣದ ಪುಣ್ಯವಾದ ಈ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸಪ್ತಶತಿ ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನವರಾತ್ರಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವ್ ಇದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಸುಕೃತ, ಇದು ನಮ್ದು ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ. CLP ಸರ್ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ನವರಾತ್ರಿನ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಪಾರಾಯಣದ ಲೆಕ್ಕನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
And my desire and request to Suman, sometime before my departure or afterwards also, ಈ ಲಲಿತಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮ also 3 ದಿವಸ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, because 3 chapters are there. Durga Sahasranama is 3.
Definitely, sir.
Lalita Sahasranama 3 chapters. Normally all people pitch upon only 2nd chapter, say Krishna Lalita Arpanam. Papa ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಏನು ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, 3rd ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಲಲಿತಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. She has been used to that because all people do only that. ಆದರೆ at least 1 or 2 slokas of Lalita Sahasranam, first chapter, should be recited. 1 and last chapter, last sloka. Similarly, in 3rd chapter also, because last 3rd chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಯಗ್ರೀವ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಶ್ರೀ ಚರಮೇ ಜನ್ಮನಿ ಶ್ರೀ ವಿದ್ಯೋಪಾಸಕೋ ಭವೇತು ನ ತಸ್ಯ ಪುನರ್ಜನ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರೂ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ ಜರ ಜನ್ಮದ ತಪ್ತ ಜನ ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿದಾಯಿನ್ಯೈ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿದಾಯಿನಿ ಜರ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜನ್ಮ, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಏಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತ್. ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಆಗೋಯ್ತೇನೋ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಹೌಸ್, ಹೌವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಏಜ್. ಅದು ಒಬ್ಬ ಹುಡುಗ ಹೇಳ್ದ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವನ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ರೀ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ, ಮೊಮ್ಮಗನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ. ಆವಾಗ ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ಕೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನೀವು ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಸಂಸಾರ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಅಂತ. ನೀವು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥಾನೇ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ, ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿ ಅನುಗೀತ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ದಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನುಗೀತಾ. And only 6 chapters are there, which I am doing it on Zoom also. And so ಅನುಗೀತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಈ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಆ ಮೋಹಗರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ, ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಇದು ಸೇಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ತೋರಿಸಿ, ನಾನು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಅದಲ್ಲ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಕೊಡಿ, ತುಂಬ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಜನರ ಮರಳು. ಸೊ ಜನರ ಮರಳು ಅಂತ ಹಂಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲಲಿತಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ 3rd chapter is very important. Fire energy effect is force is focused in the 3rd chapter. ಅದು ಪ್ರಿಯ.
ಇವಾಗ ವೀಣಾ ರಮೇಶ್ ಅವರು, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀಣಾ ರಮೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಮಂಗಳ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು. ವೀಣಾ ರಮೇಶ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಪ್ಪ?
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಕೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ?
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಇದು ಇನ್ನು ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನು ನಿಮ್ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳನ್ನು, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಇದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಓದೋ ತರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ಸುಮ್ಮನಂಗ್ ಹೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಪ್ತಶತಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 7 ದಿನನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಗುಡ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ.
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ.
ಸರ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅವ್ರು US ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅವಾಗ. ಆದ್ರೆ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳೋಣ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಇಂಥದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಗೂ ಒಂದ್ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಇದೆ,
ನಮ್ದು ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ.
ಹೌದೌದು,
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದೌದು.
ಓಕೆ, ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಮಾ.
ಆದಿ ದಿವ್ಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಮಹಾ ಕಾಳಿಮಾ ನಮೋ, ಮಧುಶುಂಭ ಮಹಿಷ ಮರ್ಧಿನಿ ಮಹಾಶಕ್ತಯೇ ನಮೋ. ಆದಿ ದಿವ್ಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಮಹಾ ಕಾಳಿಮಾ ನಮೋ, ಮಧುಶುಂಭ ಮಹಿಷ ಮರ್ಧಿನಿ ಮಹಾಶಕ್ತಯೇ ನಮೋ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶಿವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ತ್ವಂ ನಾನ್ಯತಾ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಶಿವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ತ್ವಂ ನಾನ್ಯತಾ, ಚರಾಚರಸ್ಯ ಪಾಲಿಕಾ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ಸದಾ, चराचरस्य पालिका नमो नमः सदा परात्परी परञ्ज्योति परमेशानिमा परात्परी परञ्ज्योति परमेशानिमा भवप्रिये भवानि मा हे भक्त मां पाहि माता पिता बन्धु सखा सर्वमेव त्वम् माता पिता बन्धु सखा सर्वमेव त्वम् पुराण पुण्यरूपिणी हे पुत्रदात्री मा पुराण पुण्यरूपिणी हे पुत्रदात्री मा वेदगीत नादरूप वेदमानमो मुददे मनोहरि प्रिये हे मन्त्रवासिनी राकाचन्द्र वदनि राम्ये राजदात्री त्वम् मूकवा प्रदायिनी नमो नमः सदा मूकवा प्रदायिनी नमो नमः सदा नमो नमः सदा नमो नमः सदा ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ಮೂಕಂ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು
ಕರೋತಿ
ಮುನಿಮರಮೇಶ್
ವಾಚಾಲಂ.
ಅವರೇ.
ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಮ್ಮ.
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು.
ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್.
ಓಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಮದಃ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.